Today on Play to Win, the SEC championship game is finally here. Can Georgia pull off the upset, and is Alabama in the playoff regardless? That and more on the fastest 30 minutes in television on football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Mellow Mushroom, Atlanta Peach Movers, and the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, player medical and injury reports with Dr. Sadiq El Amin, Falcons All-Pro running back Jamal Anderson, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's Hometown Team Report is brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, a higher order of pizza for your tailgating events.
Welcome back to another week of football's Play to Win with my family up here. Bob Whitfield,
former
Jamal
Giant,
Anderson,
ex-Patriot, and the Carolina Panthers.
Don't even say that. Shame. Like Game of Thrones. Shame. I'm not claiming Carolina. Sorry.
Shame.
more like Shame of Thrones. Well, guys, we have been waiting for this week. We have been speculating. We've been talking. We've been analyzing. And now we are finally rounding the end. Taking a look right now at this week's college football playoff top 10. We got some moves up there.
I like it. Hey, let me tell you this
Georgia
right now. Alabama ain't going nowhere, even if they lose to Georgia. But let me tell you the best case scenario for college football, the College Football Committee. If Alabama loses, they won't have to decide between Ohio State and Oklahoma. I'm telling you, they don't want that problem.
No.
I'm telling you, they don't want that problem.
No.
In that scenario, they want Georgia and Alabama lose. Georgia fans are like that.
I mean, I feel like, okay, so we got a legendary game last year from these teams. You know, I would not be mad if they had to square up twice. I'm saying, if Georgia does a very fantastic job, and comes out physical and do what they're supposed to do, and they beat Alabama in this game, I don't see a scenario where Alabama's bounced out of the top 5. You know what I mean? So Alabama could lose this game. It's not like they're going to get blown out, and they're still, to me, the way they played all season long, they're in this thing.
What about Georgia?
That's what I'm saying.
But if
Georgia wins, they're in.
Georgia loses.
But if
Georgia loses, no way, because they got destroyed by LSU, and LSU's got 3 losses and blah, blah, blah. But LSU is still in the top 10.
Well, I'm just going to go with
shouldn't be.
The favorite one in there. Notre Dame. They don't have a game to lose, so they are already in.
Yes.
They are already in the playoffs.
Yes.
So
Notre Dame is in, and I think, Ohio State.
they will jump over Oklahoma. If Oklahoma wins and Ohio State wins, Ohio State will jump over Oklahoma.
You think so?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Man.
I do feel like people kind of, especially the way they played. I mean, they destroyed Michigan.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it was. Michigan come in there with the #1 defense in the country. They got run. I mean, that was embarrassing. And we said, I'm telling, I don't really care what happened during the season and how impressive they were. When it got down to it, and you got down to your toughest foe again, man. Well, and then you looking at the players like, what you doing? What are you doing? No, man, no, because that's a big game, and he's not beating any of the big teams in that conference, and he's taking the team. I mean, listen, I like him, but like, come on, man.
But people taking it too far. People are saying they will never recover. I saw guys on TV. This is Michigan's biggest loss. They will never recover. Hey, man, Ohio State.
They are in their heads. They are for sure in their heads.
In their heads.
I mean, I'm sure it's like a thing with the Michigan players.
So all the players they got, how can you be in everybody's heads?
Did you watch that game?
Yes, but hey, Ohio State. Look, Ohio State's a good team. I mean, give them. Is this more about Michigan or Ohio State?
Well, I feel like if you're a team that comes in and you're in the top 5 and you have these expectations and you've been playing a certain way all season long, this is the year for them. This was Michigan's year. This was their team. Dog, they had the #1 defense in the country. So I mean, it's like they got destroyed.
But again, look who they're playing against, Jam.
I know, but it's both of them are in the same conference, though.
Competition? Are you kidding me?
That doesn't matter. We're judging them based on the teams that they play.
I'm judging them by what I saw when they played Michigan State. They could barely do anything on Michigan State. To me, Michigan
they beat Michigan State's head in.
But defensively, they were solid. But that's not what I'm saying is.
Yeah.
But initially, they struggled to run the ball. They struggled to score points. To me, in the defense, like I said, I think that conference personally is down. When you got Northwestern representing them in the conference championship game, Don't sit here and say Northwestern something special.
I'm happy Northwestern's there. I like what their coach is doing and everything else. But
Underdog, just like Utah in the championship. I get it.
Well, that was a mouthful.
Guys, there's more where that came from. Stick with us. When we come back, we're going to take a look at Tua's Heisman chances, and the guys discuss whether the Tide quarterback has already won the award or if UGA can cost him the bronze statue. That and more coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
Fuel your football. Come to Mellow Mushroom for craft brews, fresh cocktails, and stone-baked pizzas. Or mellow at your own home gate. Tailgating? No matter who wins, it's always mellow for the win. Fuel your football with Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers.
Cook, I clean.
I know, I love cooking.
Hey guys, I'm going to Dave's to play video games.
Hang on.
Yeah, we talked about this. We don't want you over there.
Their internet, it's cable.
Son, when they could get internet with AT&T fiber and they don't?
We just want what's best for you.
Don't get mixed up with bad internet. Switch to AT&T Fiber. Get faster upload speeds of up to 300 megabits per second for $40 a month. Limited availability may not be in your area. More for your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
If you book your hair transplant procedure before Thanksgiving, we will give you a $500 voucher and we will slash an additional $500 off your procedure for the next 10 clients only. That's a total of $1,000 towards your hair transplant procedure if you call us before Thanksgiving. We have been the leader in hair restoration for 4 decades. Now is the time to get ready for the new year. Now is the time to get a lot more hair for your money and to finally feel great again. We have a very limited number of spots available, so make sure you book yours today.
This is it. It's me, Wanda Smith, and is your schedule anything like mine? Busy, busy, busy. Listen, the holidays are approaching, and I just cannot stand over a hot stove. So do what I'm going to do. I'm going to order it all from This Is It. Place your order online. Your choice of smoked or fried turkey, ham, cornbread dressing, and plenty of delicious veggies to choose from. Pick it up, chill, then simply heat and serve. Order today. Holiday dinner, check.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by Nissan.
Welcome back to Play to Win, and welcome back, Jeffrey the Edge Schechter. I know you were dying to get in that last segment.
All I have to say is if Georgia loses and Oklahoma beats Texas, Oklahoma's number 4. There's no way Ohio State's going to leapfrog.
Leapfrog, I'm jumping right over. Like, ribbit. Everybody want to see Ohio State in there. That's what they want to see.
I don't know, but it would be very interesting if that happened.
Not with that resume.
I don't think
being Maryland in overtime,
going to be in.
Struggling against bad
No
teams.
one argues with the Godfather. He preaches the gospel. Hey guys, it's not too early to talk about Heisman finally, so let's switch gears and talk Heisman. Let's throw up some of these stats. Tua versus Kyler Murray. What do you guys think?
You know, this is very interesting to me because it's like at this point in time now, there's narratives and people are like judging Tua because he doesn't play in the fourth quarter, which is hilarious. But to me, the guy who maybe has the inside advantages, there are a lot of East Coast voters. Kyler Murray is a guy who was already a first-round pick. Like, he probably shouldn't even be playing quarterback, and he plays unbelievably with a reckless abandon in the air, on the ground, and it's like the way that guy plays the game, it's really unbelievable, especially coming from a dude who's already, his future secure.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to get extra votes because of that. I do.
Compare the defenses Tua played against the defenses.
Oh, I'm not even saying that. I get it, but
Easy numbers for Murray.
Yeah, I feel like if you watch him and the way he plays the game, I mean, the dude's like Jamel Holloway, and then he can still throw the ball. It's not like he's the biggest guy. I wouldn't be mad at either of them. I love what Tua's done all year long, but if he wins, I would not be surprised.
I like Tua. I think Kyler Murray's his stats are inflated. And I think it has a lot to do with the defenses. Name me one good defense over.
No, I agree that it's very. Now
that matters.
Let's call a spade a spade. It's questionable all over the country.
That also matters to the committee.
Y'all been arguing the whole game.
No, but I'm saying like you act like that. There's great defense played right now. There's a couple
of.
There's a couple of them,
We're 18
but I mean, there's a lot of points. There's a lot of points
18
being scored all
NFL
over.
players out of the top 32.
2 is the quarterback for a team that won every game by 20 or more.
There's no doubt.
He's got a
Dude,
lot
I've been
behind.
carrying his flag all season. I'm not on an anti-Tua train. He's been fantastic all year long. And if he wins the Heisman, he deserves it. He's sitting
The
in the fourth
person
quarter.
that I didn't see on the list that should have been on there is the only defensive player, Ed Oliver from Houston. He's
That's
a
not gonna
defensive
happen,
tackle,
though. Nah.
and he might sneak up and get the Heisman.
Ed Oliver has turned it down. He ain't played. Ed Oliver on the side.
Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver. I got more sacks than Ed Oliver the past couple weeks. Bro, he was about to fight over a
That team
coach.
gives up 35 points a game, Houston.
All right, guys, it's time for our college football showdown of the week.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by the Georgia Lottery.
The Big 12 title game, Texas, Oklahoma. What's going to happen, guys?
Well, let me give you this. This is a rematch, folks. This is a rematch of the Red River Classic that happened, that happened already, and Texas prevailed in that. It was a big scoring game, 48-45. But what you have is two teams that might put up a whole bunch of points, but Texas may not be able to keep up this time. I just see Oklahoma stretching and averaging over 50 points, each game. This will be that magic moment that they'll score a lot of points.
Yeah, and the first time they played, it basically was a game that put Texas back on the national map. But I think Oklahoma's going to win.
Jeffrey, how do you see it?
I watched Texas play against Kansas the other day. That offense isn't too good. I think Oklahoma kills them. Give the 8 points with the Sooners.
And there you have it, guys. When we come back, we're going to dive deeper into the SEC Championship matchup. Will Swift and Holyfield have success? And how do you slow down the Tide offense? We'll answer these questions and more coming up on Football's Play to Win.
Which one of you is my secret Santa?
You guys know I'm peppermint intolerant. We know.
Just like the ones I make every day.
Oh, it's a shelf. Guess I'm supposed to sit on it?
Knockety knock. What, Barry?
We just wanted to give you guys a little something. It's just to say thanks for
It's a scratcher.
all the elf stuff you do.
Barry from accounting.
I'll leave you to your...
This could be my ticket out of here.
It's the gift everyone wants to get. Give the holiday scratchers from the Georgia Lottery.
Get a steak. Don't stop there. Get it with lobster. Get a steak topped with crab cake. Eat like you own the place, because tonight you do. Get it now. Longhorn's Turf and Surf. Crab cake filet, flows filet and lobster tail. New sirloin and lobster shrimp mac and cheese. The feeling, the flavor, the place. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Is it true Academy speaks Guy?
It sure is. So what did your dad say when you asked him about Christmas?
He just said, I don't know.
Oh, easy. Columbia Fleece, starting at $29.99.
From the store that knows gifts best, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue and Seafood.
The biggest thing is preparing your team the right way to play and not getting overwhelmed by the moment. If anything, I've probably seen more teams lose it in the warm-ups, just trying to get all amped up and all that. I mean, you got to go play your best game. You got to be yourself, and you got to be the best version of you, and you can't worry about the rest.
That's what I'm talking
Wise
about.
words from Kirby Smart. But how do you not worry about the rest if you're in these players fit Georgia's position?
Because you've prepared. You've also went out there and you've had a chance to compete last year. So a lot of the guys who've been playing for Georgia, they did play last year. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Clark, Ledbetter on defense. So this big Alabama line, these guys ain't scared. But to me, it's a great message that Kirby's saying to his own team that I believe in you and we ain't never scared. We can't take a backseat to Bama.
Right.
And you won 11 out of 12 games.
Right,
So,
and you understand that the assistants haven't done well against Nick Saban. But
15-0.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Saban
This is why Kirby Smart is back at Georgia. This is why they went to go get him and bring him back home. This is why those five-star players came there for this moment, at this time, to bring this program back in SEC championship. They literally are here for this very reason. So this can't be bigger than them. Those dudes put on the pads the same way as you. Go out there and hit somebody in the mouth and see where it goes from there.
Hit somebody
Because you
in
can't
the
be
mouth.
soft at the end of the day.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we call in the
Alabama
locker room
ends up being a bully,
soft.
right?
You know what I'm saying? People expect anybody to play out against Alabama to be soft. And to me, Georgia's not soft. Whether they win or they lose, these guys aren't soft. But you do got to come out there and hit Bama often and early.
Can UGA run on Bama?
They have to be able to.
Well, they have to be, and they've been having much success in the last 3 games against top opponents because they increased the carries. They have increased the carries from 30 carries against the loss against LSU to averaging about 45 carries between Swift and Holyfield. So if they're going to establish the run early and then give Fromm some play action, then it'll settle the butterflies and the nerves of players. But if you don't have early success on early downs and then you have to 3rd and long throw against a pass rush from Alabama, it's going to be a little overwhelming for a young offensive lineman.
Georgia has to run the ball against Alabama. It's not a can you. If they're not going to win, they have to. And they have to set that precedent. You have to come on the field with that mentality, period, point blank. If they don't have success running the ball, they're not going to win. They're not going to beat Alabama if they can't run on them. No.
It's a must. Jeffrey, how do you see the game?
As far as I'm concerned, Georgia's the 2nd best team in the country. And I think 13.5. Bama's great. You can give all the credit in the world. I like the Bulldogs with the points. Go with Georgia.
Go Dogs. I like the sound of that too, guys. That is what our experts have to say. And now it's time for you guys to be the expert. Head over to our Play to Win website and play our Ippolito's You Be the Expert contest. This season, be sure to visit our website, playingtowin.tv, and take a shot to be #1 against all the competition by picking this week's college and NFL winners against the spread. We'll be giving away Ippolito's $100 and $50 gift certificates to each week's 1st and 2nd place winners. So make sure you come back every week and prove your football IQ by being the best at predicting this week's college and NFL games. Ippolito's, a great neighborhood Italian restaurant. All right, everyone, after the break, we're going to shift our focus to the NFL, and Falcons correspondent David Shealy will weigh in on what's next for the Falcons. All that and more on football's Play to Win.
Look what God has done. Thank you. Because of your support, we've grown to locations all over Atlanta. This is the time of year where we all take time to give thanks and to celebrate with family and friends. May God richly bless you and your family is our prayer. Thank you and happy holidays. See you soon.
Cook, I clean it.
I know, I love cooking.
Hey guys, I'm going to Dave's to play video games.
Hang on.
Yeah, we talked about this. We don't want you over there.
Their internet, it's cable.
Son, when they could get internet with AT&T fiber and they don't?
We just want what's best for you.
Don't get mixed up with bad internet. Switch to AT&T Fiber. Get faster upload speeds of up to 300 megabits per second for $40 a month. Limited availability may not be in your area. More for your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Athletes of all levels experience more wear and tear than most. Stop playing through the pain. Get the proper medical attention you need from Dr. Elamine and the staff at the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute. Our team includes specialists in many fields offering compassionate care and advanced treatments that will get you back in the game. From weekend warriors to athletes of all levels, we've got your back and shoulder and ankle and knee. Call today for an appointment or visit theshouldernation.com.
Today's show is being brought to you by Georgia Lottery and McDonald's. Today's Atlanta Falcons report is being brought to you by McDonald's.
Welcome back to Play to Win. We're going to send it over to our friend and Falcons correspondent David Shealy, get his thoughts on what's next for Falcons fans.
Thanks, Nikki. Listen, the Falcons are 4-7. There's only 5 games left, and it's probably not going to happen, folks. I'm talking about making the playoffs. Now, listen, as a professional football player, you go out there and you do the job that you're paid to do, whether that's quarterback, left guard, defensive end, cornerback, safety, whatever it is. You go out there, take it one game at a time, and give it your best effort. As for fans, well, I think you should take the anybody but the Saints approach, because as of right now, the Saints are the #1 seed. The #1 seed gives them home field advantage through the playoffs, which means everybody in the NFC has to come through New Orleans to try to get to the Super Bowl, which, by the way, is played here in Atlanta. Now, if New Orleans gets to the Super Bowl and the end zone in Mercedes-Benz Stadium is painted black and gold, That sounds like a nightmare for Falcons fans. And especially if the Saints win the Super Bowl in Atlanta and hoist the Lombardi Trophy at midfield, that sounds like the worst thing that could ever happen, and the Saints fans would absolutely hold it over the Falcons' head forever. Can't let that happen. I'm David Shealy. Back to Nikki and the guys.
I did not even think about that.
That was strong, man.
Yeah.
That ain't motivating enough, though.
I thought about it. No, why? Because I was out at the barber shop, and there was a Saints fan who talked about that and asked me my opinion. I said, yeah, I think the Saints can go to Super Bowl. He said, man, that would be so great in Atlanta, all the Saints fans. Yeah, they're talking about it. It wouldn't surprise me, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you watch football, we watch football. If you watch football, folks, it's pretty obvious who the best team in the NFL is right now.
Yeah.
And if that best team has home field advantage, well, it's going to be a very, very cold February.
But see, I haven't given up on the Falcons, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I still think they have some players out there that believe that they can make a run and need some help, but they can make a run and at least get themselves positioned for if someone else loses, a tiebreaker comes their way, they can be positioned in the playoffs. So I'm still a diehard thinking that they got enough components, if they can get that O-line fixed, they can do all right.
So what you talking about?
But New Orleans winning the championship here is not the worst thing that ever happened. It already happened, the worst thing, blowing a 28-6 lead in the Super Bowl.
That's fair. What needs to happen for the Falcons as they play the Ravens?
You got to get to Lamar Jackson has led this team now. The Ravens a couple of weeks ago were one of those teams and we're like, okay, they're going to be good every other game. 2-3 weeks so you see a different team. Now Lamar Jackson has come in and although he has made some rookie mistakes, he has ignited that team. He's very, very exciting. He's been explosive and he's putting up numbers, and the Ravens are on a roll right now and they're in playoff contention. So this game is of tremendous importance to them.
There's a secret superstar in Ryan Schrader, the right tackle of the Falcons, and he just has to play lights out football for the rest of the stretch. He's been getting up a lot of pressures. He played against some tough players with Dallas defensive end, but he's the guy that is his performance better. He can settle down that offensive line. He can perform in the pass rush so that Matt Ryan won't get sacked.
Jeffrey, how you see the game?
Atlanta went up and down the field last week. That was a game they should have been in. They fumbled all over the place. But I think they could beat Baltimore. This number started out, Baltimore 2.5-point favorite. Atlanta is now a 1.5-point favorite. I like the Falcons.
And I like y'all's optimism as a Falcons fan myself. Guys, when we come back, Dr. El-Amin checks in with his player injury report. Stay with us on Football's Play to Win.
On McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu, there's something for everyone. Whether that's a $1 cheeseburger, $2 6-piece chicken McNuggets, or a $3 Happy Meal. You can find it all on McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Is it true Academy speaks guy?
It sure is. So what did your dad say when you asked him about Christmas?
He just said, I don't know.
Oh, easy. Columbia Fleece, starting at $29.99.
From the store that knows gifts best, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Which one of you is my secret Santa?
You guys know I'm peppermint intolerant. We know.
Just like the ones I make every day.
Oh, it's a shelf. Guess I'm supposed to sit on it?
Knockety knock. What, Barry?
I just wanted to give you guys a little something. It's just to say thanks for
It's a scratcher.
all the elf stuff you do.
Barry from accounting.
I'll leave you to your...
This could be my ticket out of here.
It's the gift everyone wants to get. Give the holiday scratchers from the Georgia Lottery.
On McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu, there's something for everyone. Whether that's a $1 cheeseburger, $2 6-piece chicken McNuggets, or a $3 Happy Meal. You can find it all on McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Today's player, medical, and injury report is being brought to you by the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute.
Welcome back to Play to Win. It's time for our NFL medical player report with the one, the only, Dr. E. He's going to walk us through some of these injuries around the NFL, some of them affecting the playoff picture and ultimately the Super Bowl. Let's start off with Melvin Gordon.
That's right. As you know, that's the Chargers superstar running back. He has an MCL injury, so he may be out 1 to 2 weeks.
Andy Dalton.
And he's got a thumb injury. He went out in the game last week. There's a question whether he's practicing this week. This is on his throwing end, so this is going to really affect him. So he may be out 1 to 2 games if this doesn't resolve.
Some people think, thumb injury, how could that possibly be a season-ending injury?
Well, if you can't throw the ball when you're holding it, that's a problem. So you need your thumb.
That is true. Most of of us out there don't throw balls, so that's why we need people like you to clear that up for us. Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, as you know, he's dealing with a hip injury, and he's been out for the last couple of weeks. He's not going to play this week, and we know Lamar Jackson is doing extremely well, so there's some concerns about that. The question is, do we have a repeat
of Prescott
and Romo? So as we're seeing part 2 of this. So, I mean, hopefully he'll get back, but he's pretty much going to be out for another couple weeks.
Derek Carr.
As you guys know, he had twisted his ankle that he had surgery on. Again. So he is going to possibly be out for maybe 1 to 2 weeks. Hopefully he'll get back, but I don't think so. And if he does, he's not going to play that well.
Are the rumors true about Tom Brady?
Absolutely. He finally announced that he did have a knee injury. He played with it hurt last week, and that's where it kind of affected his mobility. So there's some question of whether or not this is going to heal. I don't think so. He's still going to have some problems in the pocket this week.
If not, he had one heck of an excuse to fall back on for last week, didn't he? Guys, stick with us. When we come back, we'll have Jeffrey, the Ed Schecter's picks, coming up on Play to Win.
Athletes of all levels experience more wear and tear than most. Stop playing through the pain. Get the proper medical attention you need from Dr. Elamine and the staff at the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute. Our team includes specialists in many fields offering compassionate care and advanced treatments that will get you back in the game. From weekend warriors to athletes of all levels, we've got your back and shoulder and ankle and knee. Call today for an appointment or visit theshouldernation.com.
Fuel your football. Come to Mellow Mushroom for craft brews, fresh cocktails, and stone-baked pizzas. Or mellow at your own home gate. Tailgating? No matter who wins, it's always mellow for the win. Fuel your football with Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers.
If you book your hair transplant procedure before Thanksgiving, we will give you a $500 voucher and we will slash an additional $500 off your procedure for the next 10 clients only. That's a total of $1,000 towards your hair transplant procedure if you call us before Thanksgiving. We have been the leader in hair restoration for 4 decades. Now is the time to get ready for the new year. Now is the time to get a lot more hair for your money and to finally feel great again. We have a very limited number of spots available, so make sure you book yours today.
Get a steak. Don't stop there. Get it with lobster. Get a steak topped with crab cake. Eat like you own the place, because tonight you do. Get it now. Longhorn's Turf and Surf. Crab cake filet, flows filet and lobster tail. New sirloin and lobster shrimp mac and cheese. The feeling, the flavor, the place. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Welcome back. It's time for the lightning round. Jeffrey, the Ed Schechter, take us through these picks.
Pitt kind of went through the motions last week against Miami, but 27.5 is a lot of points. I like Pitt with the points. I think Northwest is going to give Ohio State a game. I got a problem with Urban Meyer. He looks too much like Sheldon on the Big Bang Theory. And I like Fresno State to beat Boise State. This is a rematch of a game that Boise State came back and win. In the pros, Tampa gave up 9 points last week. Forget that. Carolina's going to kill them. Houston, I picked them to go all the way earlier. They lost 3 in a row. I forgot about them. They've won 8 in a row. I like them to beat Cleveland. And I think Minnesota can hang with New England. I think New England's a little overrated, and I like Minnesota.
Forget about it. And Paul Johnson over at Tech saying, forget about it. He's out.
Yep, three-time ACC Coach of the Year. We wish you farewell, Coach Johnson.
Farewell, Coach Johnson, and thanks for tuning in with us another week on Play to Win. The party continues next week. We'll see you then.
Today's show has been brought to you by This Is It Barbecue and Nissan.